YouTube, what is up? So I got out and got that ride on the Rzr Rs1 and it was pretty freaking badass. And I had a few guys that wanted some more info on the Rs1, so I thought I'd do some voiceover. I got some footage of the way back on the power line road, and I thought we'd just go over a couple things and talk about the little Rs1. So what you could see, which was nice in the first video, is that you could see those two tires. It gives you a good idea of how cool it is being in the center of the machine. Being able to see both of the wheels when I was driving, it was pretty crazy. Like all the little washout ditches and stuff, I could see, kind of exactly where they were and kind of navigate around them were really good. It was really fun. I really liked the cockpit. I really liked the whole ergonomics of the machine. It felt like it worked really well. Easy to get in and out of. Just super comfortable and kind of fun. I went on this ride by myself. The only thing I was worried about is like getting a flat or something, or having some kind of a problem and not having somebody there, but I'm pretty familiar with the area. But I got up super early for you guys and I just went out there because like I said, I have a pretty crazy schedule, but I wanted to get some videos up on this, and just there's a lot of people showing interest in it. I had an opportunity to ride this down at the Turbo S launch, and I was just having too much fun in the Turbo S, and so I didn't get in the Rs1. I should have, but anyways. But yeah, it's just so. I think the number one takeaway for me on the machine is it's so comfortable, and I've had my friend John always told me that his XP1000 was like the most comfortable ride, which I believe is the same shocks that comes on this guy. So those Walker Evans needle shocks, they're just comfortable. They just have they're just set at a very comfortable setting, and man, I really noticed it. I can't imagine it with a better seat even too, because the comfort was amazing. I thought on some of these places that I was going to, I was going to jump. In the Turbo S, I would have jumped, but it was so comfortable that it just kind of soaked the pump up, and I, barely kind of rose over it. So yeah, I could not believe the comfort. It was so freaking comfortable, and it was really fun just kind of being by yourself in this little side by side. The Little Beast, I think that's what I'm going to call it. It's the Little Beast, or maybe the Turbo one coming out is going to be the Little Beast, but we'll go with the Little Beast. But it really is a little beast, man. It is fun. Yeah, the comfort levels were insane on the Rs1. So if there was like one thing that really stuck out to me, it was just how freaking comfortable. If you guys want to go out with your buddies and just have something to ride and get in something entry level, at 14,000 bucks, dude, it was a comfortable package. You go up. I need to get it up in the mountains. Our mountains are still a little too wet. I don't want to go up there and mess them up. So I'm out in the desert still for a little bit, probably a couple more weeks. But then we'll get in some good mountain rides. But man, yeah, comfort was amazing. Let's talk about, so yeah, suspension, it worked great. I never really bottomed or anything either. I mean, it worked awesome. Yeah, no complaints on the suspension. We'll go over like kind of my wish list at the end of this, and I'll kind of tell you some things that I'd like, that I would just like. It's not something wrong with the machine, it's just things that I'd like about it. I'd like to have on one. So yeah, suspension's money. Steering felt good. I kind of wish it was a little bit tighter. Just that first inch side to side, I wish I had a little bit more, just a little bit tighter. And I think the Turbo S, it felt a little tighter to me, and I kind of liked that. So again, that comes under preference, but man, it was amazing. The power steering, I feel like Polaris has really got power steering kind of figured out, and it felt really good. And it was so cool seeing those front wheels. Good gauges. I like the Turbo S gauge a little better, but again, I know it comes down to a price point. I kept it in 4-wheel drive. On this machine, it's definitely a little tail happy, and so right off the bat, I just kind of realized that, and I kept it in 4-wheel drive. Polaris is 4-wheel drive, at least on this, it definitely feels more rear biased. So I still had a ton of like play in the rear end. In the 4-wheel drive, but I just felt more secure with it in 4-wheel drive hauling ass. So yeah, it worked really good. Let's talk a little bit about the handling. So it was pretty crazy at my low speed handling. Like low speed, when I say low speed, I mean like 40 miles an hour, 20 to 40 miles an hour. I would just kind of point it just kind of point the front end, stab the brake a little bit, and then you would just steer with the back end of this machine with the 83-inch wheelbase. It is so fun, man. You are just kind of you're steering with the back of this thing, and it is really, really enjoyable to play around. It's very nimble, and it was fun. So yeah, really cool. And then when I got up to like higher speeds, I felt the back end biting more. So it was nice to have like a little more stability at higher speeds. And it really worked. So yeah, I was flying. You know, when I was on the power line road, I was between 70 and 80 miles an hour. I topped it out at about 83. It was hauling butt. So let's talk about the motor. Motor feels awesome. It's got good power, and it's like I said, I felt like it'd be adequate for the weight and the size of the machine, and it is. 0 to 50 is really, really quick. 50 to 80, it's got to work a little more. So I kind of compared it to a Miata just from my racing car days. I know it's funny, but a lot of people race Miatas because they are so much fun and they're cheap. And so I kind of feel like that's kind of what the RS1 is it's a way to get out and have a ton of fun. It's cheap, and you can have a lot of fun at even a slower speed. So in a Miata, they don't have a lot of power, but they do handle really amazing. So you can't scrub speed. You've got to kind of be really smooth on your gas and brake. If you screw up, it takes you a little bit of time to get back up to speed, and that's kind of how I felt about the motor in the last 30 miles an hour from 50 to 80. So it was just awesome, but I was having so much fun in this thing at the speed I was going, and it was just so cool, and it was fun to just try to learn how to be smooth, and you know, with the turbo, I can do whatever I want, get right back on the gas, and you know, it's back up to 80 miles an hour. So it is different, and I would dare to say there's probably a turbo one of these coming, and I really hope so. Turbo, dynamics, ride command, long travel. Do it, Polaris, please. But anyways, yeah. So it was awesome. The motor felt awesome. I don't think anybody's gonna, for 14 grand. You know, I always want more motor because I'm crazy. I love horsepower. But I don't think anybody's going to complain about the power. And it felt so smooth. The motor seemed super happy and just snappy and just felt good. But yeah, and it was crazy how flickable it was at low speed. And then at high speed, like I said, I think that, you know, probably part of the power too is like it doesn't have quite as much up top, so it just felt smoother. So when I got above that 40 to 50 miles an hour, you know, I felt like the back end was more planted, and it was kind of nice. So anyways, really, really cool. So ergonomics, jumping, it was kind of, it's kind of crazy on the jumping. It was so smooth, it just wouldn't, it just ate these bumps up. It ate all these little G-outs are bigger than they look on camera. But yeah, it was insane. It just killed it. So let's talk about some things I think that I would just like. Let's just go over like a wish list for it. I wish it had a 30. I would like a 30-inch tire, maybe like another Maxxis Liberty, and I'd like a beadlock. I still just don't trust the Bighorns. They were super comfortable, but I'm just too worried about flats. So I think for me, I think it'd be cool to have a 30, give it a little bit more clearance, and yeah, have some durability. But man, it hauls. But and then man, I love the Turbo S steering wheel so much. I don't like the factory Polaris steering wheel. Again, I know it's a cheap machine, so I'm not really complaining. Just a wish list for $100. I'm sure a couple $100 you can get a sweet wheel. That sparkle wheel on the Turbo S is so dope. So I'd like to see that in the RS1. I didn't like how big the factory wheel was. I wish I had the Turbo S one in there. So if it's something that I bought, I would change the steering wheel for sure. That's an easy thing to do, and tires are pretty easy to do. Beadlocks are easy to do, and then throw in a suspension seat like a Pro Armor or a PRP suspension seat. Holy crap, it'd be so sick. So those are kind of my wish list. Yeah, I was like flat out. You can kind of tell on the throttle that I don't let off. I rarely. It's just pinned. So yeah, it was fun, man. And I was going. It was doing the speed so smoothly. I didn't even realize how fast I was going because I wasn't really looking at the speed. I'm concentrating on what's in front of me, but. Man, every time I would look down, I was like, oh, 70, 80. It was crazy. So super, super fast. And really goes over terrain very well. I was super impressed. What else? No problems. Everything felt good. Clutching felt good. Yeah, just ripping. Some guy said he'd blow his belts if he went this fast for this long. It seemed awesome. They've got the new clutch cooling and air intake up top, which looks pretty dope, and it seems like it's working well. What else? Oh, it did seem like it had a smaller gas tank. I will say that. I did about 50 miles, and I had 3 bars left, so definitely, I mean, I was full throttle, to be fair, like the whole time. But yeah, it did seem like the tank was a little bit smaller than their other rigs, which would make sense. Either that or I was just full throttle forever. But anyways, there you go. Really cool machine. Nobody's going to be disappointed for $14,000. I had a blast. And like I said, I can just see people going on mountain rides and hanging out with their buds and in the dunes. It looks like a beast. And just having a good old time with this thing. So yeah, I'm stoked. I think these little guys are bad egg and people are going to love them. I think people are loving them. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And I appreciate you guys as always. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, thanks, guys.